Are you thinking buying or selling a home in Greenville, North Carolina?
If so, we have a lot of information. Before I want to say that, I want to also say happy holidays. This is our December edition of our market update. So happy holidays. And notice how I cut my hair. Yay. Okay, so let's get into all of it now. So with active homes in Greenville, North Carolina, why do we go through active homes? These are homes listed for sale, how many homes you can buy in our city. And that way we can kind of see what is really going on. So we'll go into the numbers a little bit.
Exactly. Therefore, we are talking about inventory, supply, and give you some ideas about what you are thinking about and the insight. No?
Right. So with that, active homes in Greenville, there was 176 last month in November. So when we look at that compared to the month before, there was 153. So there was more homes for sale month over month. And if you compare it to last year at this time, it was 166. So there's a slightly bit more, 6% more homes than last year.
And on the other side, the pending home or under the contract, which is still actually assumed as an inventory, was 89 homes in the month of November. We just finished 81 homes in months of October, and last year at this time was 80. Therefore, we are looking at 11.3% of the increase from last year to this year.
Which means 11% more people under contract now to buy a home than there were last year, which is something you're not going to hear on the news at all. You're just going to see this when we actually dig into what's going on in our area.
And before we jump to the next one.
Do sold.
Okay.
And then I know he wants to just jump into it, but for sold homes, just to give you comparison purposes, there was 88 homes that just recently sold in the last 33 days. There was 71 the month before that, so you can see there was a big jump from month over month. And then 84 last year. So again, there was a 4.8% increase from last year when interest rates were much more lower to now, where we still more people have just recently bought a home than last year,
which is a little bit shocking because last month was not like that. Actually, was sold homes less, but this month we have 4.8% of increase in this number of sold homes.
Now we have way more information to share with you, but now I think we can jump into what you want to do, right?
And let's
hit it. Welcome to our channel podcast.
And if this is your first time in our podcast and YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe and get notified.
We call text all the time, 252-327-3357. We love talking to you. Do not be shy. Also, don't forget our buyer's guide and seller's guide in the description below. Whew, now with all of that, let's talk about days on market.
Therefore, we're talking about inventory and how much house sold in the past months. Now we wanted to actually talk about inventory rate and compare it with the last year. And
now this is a simple math formula. We take all the active homes plus all the pending homes which are under contract. Then we divide it by the last recently sold homes the past 30 days. And it gives us basically a rough number of an inventory rate. And that tells us basically this is a hot market, a buyer's market, seller's market. And we've never gone into a buyer's market since we've been making these videos. It is still a seller's market out there. How do we know this? Because these numbers are under 6 months.
Exactly.
So what are the exact numbers now?
And for the months of actually November, we are talking about 3 months of the supply for Greenville. Last month before, actually in October, was 3.38 months, which means we have decreased. But if you compare it with the last year, 2.92, it shows that we have 3.1% increase, especially last year this time.
Absolutely. So when people also look at that inventory rate and see how many homes are available, the other thing they care about is days on market. How long are houses sitting on the market unsold? It did increase a little bit from last year, but not crazy numbers, because it is for this month, November that just happened was 32 days on the market. The month before that was more of a norm, 30 days. The month before that was 30 days as well. Last year was also 30 days. So it takes 30 days to buy a home. So this average days on market is consistent.
And again, this is the houses that stays in the market, like from $100,000 to $1 million home, including a brand new home.
And anybody with the mortgage needs 30 days in North Carolina to buy the home with the mortgage. So you're going to go with 30 days anyway. So it's going to take, there's no homes that are ever going to be 5 days on the market.
Exactly. Now, next thing that we wanted to talk actually the lease price and
The
sales
sales price.
price in Greenville, North Carolina.
Okay. What was November? 'Cause I
And
remember
as you
something.
see, the lease price is what the seller is wishing for, and sold price what really sold in the market.
And these are just averages between shacks and mansions and everything in between. This is not just, it's not weighted.
Is
So it's everything.
is 269,950 for months of November that we just finished, and the
That
months before in October was 274,990, and last year at this time was 325.
So
Therefore,
we see listing prices have gone down. So when we
Yes.
do see sellers are realizing what their homes are actually worth, and they're pricing more accordingly.
yes.
And then when we look at sales data, what does that happen? With the
Sales
actual
data that
sales
actually sold in the market in November that we just finished was 250,000. In October's was 237,500, and last year at this time was 262,50, which is what?
a decrease of about less than 4%, 3.94%.
Yes.
Again, in the past year, what has happened to those interest rates and what's happening now? So let's just also look at what is happening for price per square foot in the city of Greenville. What is going on right now? Because if you can say, hey, this house is an easy number, 1,000 square feet, how much is my house worth in general? Well, if you're pre-owned, it's going to be one number. If it's a new construction home, it's going to be a little different.
Exactly.
Right. So what about all homes, condos, townhomes, single-family homes, new
Exactly.
construction?
We have all homes 164 brand new.
Right. And then for all homes, it's 139. But this includes condos, townhomes, pre-owned, of course. Condos, townhomes, and single-family homes. Now, if we just look
Exactly.
at single-family homes,
And if you're looking at the single family homes, we are just looking at 160 brand new.
right. And then also for pre-owned, it's the same number, 160 per square foot. So, I mean, if you have 1,000 square foot home, the average price per square foot is going to give you 160,000, just to give you some numbers here.
Exactly. Now we're gonna go deeper a little bit in the inventory in monthly supply in Greenville, North Carolina, and how is the inventory the month?
Now, when we look into data a little bit more, we say, how much is new construction, how much is pre-owned homes? And here is where the data gets really interesting to us. So in November 2023, there was 2.4 months of supply of new construction homes in all of Greenville, whereas compared to last month before that, it was
2.5 months.
which is a 4% change, even though it sounds small. Now, what about previously owned homes?
Previously owned home in November was 1 month, and in October was 0.9 months. Therefore, we definitely 0.9, which we increased 11%.
Now, with mean home value, so this is when we look at the mean. What does mean mean? This is
Means
more
average, no?
right.
Weighted average.
Right, it's more of a weighted average, which means they take out the mansions, they take out the shacks, and then they kind of try to figure out how much is going on with the mean home value, and then from there we can say how much his homes have appreciated over the past year.
Exactly.
Okay, so what happened in November?
In November, this number was 229,463. In October was 229,059, and last year this time was 217,687.
Which means year-over-year change has been a 6.5 months of appreciation.
No, 6.5%.
6.5% of appreciation.
Exactly.
Now, let's talk about the rent.
Yes. The rent actually increased month over month $50 in Greenville, North Carolina, and got to $1,400, which shows that still the renting market is warm around here in Greenville, North Carolina.
And also, that doesn't include like from one bedroom little small ones to huge homes that are going to be thousands of dollars. So this is just kind of a median, like in the middle.
Exactly. Therefore, the average really was from $800 all the way to $4,000, and that's what we were talking about. Median for all bedroom was $1,400.
Now, just to quickly run through why this is a good time to buy a home. I know it's Christmas season, or the holiday season for whatever religion you follow, but it's still a good time to buy a home. You're going to start in a new year in a new place. That's always fun. Our market is heating up, so if you have something, we have to be able to move fast. You have to be, I told you, it takes 30 days to close on a home. So you will actually be in the home in January if you buy in December, unless you're buying new new construction, which might take longer. So you have to make a decision. You have to kind of go through with pre-approval, make sure that we're finding exactly what you want, and really evaluate your life. Do you want to stay a renter? Do you want to become a homeowner? Because if you want to become a homeowner, yes, you're going to be paying more than $1,400 a month, but if you get something you can afford, life happens for you because you're getting something for you, your family, your loved ones. My husband I heard this recently, and then we'll let him talk about selling. But I heard him recently say to a homeowner, our first home, we went from paying in a different city one number, and then we moved into our first home that we ever bought, and we were paying $1,800 a month, which was $1,850 a lot, which to us at that time was a lot of money. That was almost half the paycheck. Again, this was a long time ago, but $1,850 is still going to be able to get you some sort of home here. So I just want to point out that, and then your life changes because you have to make your bills, and making your bills is good. But either way, rent, you have to kind of take the plunge if you want rent versus buy, and then understand that everything kind of happens for you when you take a calculated risk where you're going to have something to give to your family, your loved ones, anything like that in the future, which is why I think we bought our first home, because we wanted to have some place for our kids to grow. So anyway, now let's talk about home sellers really quickly.
Home seller, what we said about the market is still with the inventory of the 3 months. We are not in the buyer's market, therefore still there's opportunity for the market, those that are home selling, but also we need to make sure that we highlight all the features of the home, make sure that you clean up whatever a small project or bigger project that you need to do around the house, make sure the house is ready, and also price it competitively. Because we told you about listing price and how much they sold for, therefore it's still being in the right mindset with the right numbers is going to help you to get the top dollars.
Right, so you want to make sure that you're getting your top value for your home that you've lived in, that you took care of, that you loved, and now it's time for someone else to buy it, and it's going to happen for you. So we are so excited to help you buy or help you sell. So please call us at 252-327-3357 and talk to you soon.